Hey, what's going on, Brave? It's great to come into your home one more time and bring you the second episode of our six-part series called Faith Over Fear. Hola, chavos. Qué placer es poder estar con ustedes una vez más para traerles este segundo episodio de nuestra 6-parte serie llamado Fe sobre Miedo. Today, we're going to be talking about hope in tough times. So we're going to be jumping into the verse right off the back, and we're going to be reading in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 11, and after that, we jump up to verse 18. Verse 11 says, "Yes, we live under constant danger of death because we serve Jesus, so that the life of Jesus will be evident in our dying bodies." And verse 18 says, "So we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we will see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever." Y leemos en su palabra en 2 de Corintios capítulo 4 versículo 11 y estaremos leyendo el versículo 18 también. El 11 dice, "Es cierto, vivimos en constante peligro de muerte porque servimos a Jesús, para que la vida de Jesús sea evidente en nuestro cuerpo que muere." El versículo 18 dice, "Así que no miramos las dificultades que ahora vemos. En cambio, fijamos nuestra vista en cosas que no pueden verse, pues las cosas que ahora podemos ver pronto se habrán ido, pero las cosas que no podemos ver permanecen para siempre." Sabemos que estamos viviendo momentos difíciles en nuestras vidas, pero entendemos que no estamos viviendo una vida de fracaso. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros tenemos a Cristo en nuestro corazón. So we know that we're going through difficult times that are surrounding us and everything, but just like the scripture says that yes, we live under constant danger, but that doesn't mean that we need to live in fear. We talked about this in the class before, where we stated that when we experience fear, we know that God is present. Hablábamos de esto la clase anteriormente, donde decíamos que cuando experimentamos el miedo, tenemos que saber y estar seguro que Cristo está con nosotros en medio de esos tiempos difíciles. Y sabemos que esto es algo que no va a perdurar. Sabemos que este miedo, incertidumbre, todo lo del virus, todo lo que se está escuchando en las noticias en este preciso momento, es algo que no va a durar porque Dios tiene el control. Así que la palabra nos habla claramente que cuando nosotros estamos pasando dificultades, que nosotros pongamos nuestros ojos en Jesús. The scripture clearly says whenever we're going through difficult times that our gaze needs to be on Jesus Christ. Pero hay un hombre en la palabra del Señor llamado Job, un hombre de completa integridad al Señor, que temía a Dios y se apartaba de toda maldad. Y este hombre es el cual nosotros podemos ver como un ejemplo de cómo nosotros debemos de seguir a Jesús. Su vida de él fue una vida llena de constante batalla, de lucha, pero su victoria fue al final porque se mantuvo en fe, sin dudar y sin maldecir el nombre del Señor. And the Bible talks about a man called Job, a man that was filled with complete integrity, that feared God and stayed away from evil. Now, this man went through so many difficulties and hardship during his time on earth, but never once did he fail God, and never once did he falter. Never once did he fail God or condemn his name. So we're going to be studying about this man's life, and I'm going to paraphrase his life in short sentences, nothing too big, because you would have to read intensely the story of Job from the first chapter all the way to, I believe, chapter 42. Now, this man was stated to be one of the richest persons in the area during that particular time. which is to say the less. He had 7 sons, 3 daughters, 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. Ahora, este hombre fue una de las personas más ricas de esa región en este preciso tiempo. Dice la palabra de Dios que tenía 7 hijos y 3 hijas. Poseía 7,000 ovejas, 3,000 camellos, 500 yuntas de bueyes y 500 burras. También tenía muchos sirvientes. O era un hombre que estaba lleno de riquezas y de personas alrededor de él. Now you may ask yourself, this guy has a lot of riches, a lot of people underneath him. He seems like he's a very well-loved man, very rich. And in fact, he was. But the scripture says that Satan was patrolling the earth at that particular time, and he would watch everything that was going on in this particular man's life. But the Lord asked him, Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man on earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and stays away from evil. Of course, Satan, being who he was, replied to the Lord. He said, yes, but Job has good reason to fear God. You have always put a wall of protection around him and his home and his property. You have made him prosper in everything he does. Look how rich he is. But reach out and take away everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. So the Lord, knowing the true intentions of Job's heart, said to Satan, he said, all right, go ahead and test him. Have fun at it and see what happens. Touch his possessions, but do not harm him physically. And the story goes on saying that the devil wanted to test Job's possessions to show that he knew that he would fail God and turn his back on him as soon as he started touching his possession. So God allowed the devil to test him, and in exception, of course, to not harming him physically, right? So Job started living his life normally as he would normally do every day, every morning, just like you guys do when you wake up, or even before this whole COVID-19 started happening. And next thing you know, bam, here comes a bad situation for Job. So Job begins to get the first tests that the devil has in store for him. He begins to lose all his earthly possessions. And then he begins to lose his sons, his daughters, and finally to the point where his own flesh and body were the ones that got tested, were the ones that actually began to, the Bible states that he began to receive boils in his body. Y podemos ver donde el enemigo paso a paso comienza a afectar la vida de Job. Primero empezando con sus posesiones terrenales, de su ganado hasta sus sirvientes, de sus hijos y hijas, hasta su misma piel, al punto donde su esposa le dijo, ya condena a ese tu Dios y muérete. Pero durante todo este tiempo podemos ver que Job mantuvo su fe en algo que los que estaban alrededor de él a lo mejor no entendían, que la fe puesta en Jesús era algo más poderosa que las cosas que estaban pasando alrededor o en su vida. Entonces entramos a ese punto donde nos dice que el dolor no va a perdurar, el dolor no va a durar. Sabemos que todo lo que estamos pasando es corto, todo lo que estamos sucediendo en esta tierra tiene su tiempo, tiene su límite, y Dios es el que tiene el control de todo eso. But in that whole process, that whole time that he was going through, that hardship, he never once condemned God. He stayed in faith because he believed in something that was more than natural, more than what the eyes could actually see. And that brings us to that point where it says pain will not last forever. And that is a true statement. Pain that we're going through, no matter what it is, a sickness, maybe you've lost a family member or something really tough in your life, such as what we're going through right now, all the social distancing, it's not going to last forever. God has everything in control. He has a purpose for everything. And only when he says that it's time, it's going to stop. So what can we learn from the story of Job? Job was a man that looked for the good. He found the good in the hard situation that he was going through. Now, my question to you is, what is hard for you? What is the hard situation that you are going through? Ask yourself that for a moment. Ahora, ¿qué podemos nosotros aprender de la historia de Job? Es de que Job, a través de la dificultad, de la circunstancia que estaba pasando, él encontró la paz, él encontró lo bueno a través de todas las circunstancias malas que estaba sucediendo, porque él confiaba en Dios, él confiaba en su Creador, de que él lo mantenía en sus manos y no lo iba a dejar. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to our second episode of our series called Faith Over Fear. If you learned something from this series, please leave a comment below. If you have a prayer request, let me know on the comments below and we'll be praying for you. Now, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel on YouTube called The Brave Valientes. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so that way you get notifications for whenever we put up new videos. And don't forget, we're also here on Facebook and the Band app as well. So remember, stay in faith and God bless you. Gracias, valientes, por sintonizar a este segundo episodio de nuestra serie Fe sobre Miedo. Ahora, si no lo has hecho todavía, suscríbete a nuestro canal en YouTube llamado The Brave Valientes. Y acuérdate de ponerle también like a la campanita para poder recibir notificaciones cuando pongamos nuevos videos. Y nuevamente estamos también en Facebook y la aplicación The Band app. Y acuérdense, manténganse en fe y Dios me les bendiga.